Hello, YouTube divers. This is WaterDive 122, and I want to welcome you all to the premiere episode of my brand new YouTube series, Doing It the Western Way, where I talk about all things regarding my favorite college and, what, in my opinion, the greatest college/university of all frickin' time. We're going to be talking about Western Carolina University. That's right here, folks. We're going to be talking about the best college all around the area. Well, at least in my opinion, at least completely subjective. Now, what this is basically going to be doing, we're going to be looking at everything and anything involving Western Carolina, whether that be at sports, music, the music programs, things like that. But it's mostly going to be sports, because that's what most people follow these days. So, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. We're gonna talk about like some of their most recent games and scores and performances, and things like that. And I decided if they do it the Western way or the wrong way. In which some scenarios it probably will be a pretty good mix of the two. But without further ado, let's get this party started. So we've got a lot to unpack here on this first episode. So we're going to be talking about Western Carolina's men's basketball team, the women's basketball team, and their success for the 2023 signing day. So let's get into it, shall we? All right, so we're going to start off with the men's basketball. They had a conference home tilt against the Mercer Bears, and they came out pretty flat. They started off a very bad 2 for 14 from the field, 0 for 7 from behind the arc, and most of the shots came from free throws. But that all changed near halftime when some kid named Russell Jones Jr., a 5'8" point guard, keep this in mind, he took the Catamounts on a scoring run that ignited the offense, and going into halftime, Western developed an 8-point lead, 31-23 at the half. Then the second half, they just went bananas, and they ended up winning the game 73-45. Big win for the Catamounts. That's their third conference win. They move up to 10-7 on the year. As for Mercer, woof. This was an ugly game. The Bears coming into this game with a record of 7-9, 0-3 in Southern Conference play, and they were trying to end a losing streak that they sort of developed. They had not beaten Western in Cullowhee since 2019, when the Bears came into town, and I believe they handed us a 10-point defeat at home, or at least something like that. But Western had won the previous 3 matchups in Cullowhee, and today, it was extended to 4. It was an ugly performance for the Mercer Bears. They started off good, and then they went ice cold very quickly. And for Western, it was just an amazing game. That is Western's, as I said, that's Western's third conference win of the season. All 3 of those wins came, 2 of those 3 wins came at the Ramsey Center. The other one was on Wednesday against East Tennessee State. Speaking of which, Russell Jones had 20 points against East Tennessee State, which was a career high for him. And that catapulted the Catamounts to their first road win against the Buccaneers since 1996, which I believe was the last time Western Carolina made the NCAA tournament. And now, if you look at it this time, they went into East Tennessee State. They beat the Buccaneers. Russell Jones scored a career-high 20 points. It was fantastic. Literally, almost 4 or 5 days later, against Mercer, he manages to set a new career high, scoring 23 points in Western's 73-45 win over the Bears. Honestly, what a 2-game stretch for this young man. The kid is a stud, and he absolutely deserves to get this award for Western doing it the Western way. The men's basketball team took care of business at home. Russell Jones had a fantastic game. Tyjon Claude and Vontarius Woolbright. Both those guys had fantastic games. And you even saw a local North Carolina boy, specifically from Franklin, North Carolina, Mr. Miles McClure, scoring a three-pointer in the waning seconds of the game when it was pretty much garbage time. That was an amazing shot, and he too deserves a Doing It the Western Way award. Congratulations to both Russell Jones, Miles McClure, and the entire Western Carolina men's basketball team. They moved to 10-7 on the year, and things are looking up here in Cullowhee. Sadly, though, that's where the praise ends as we go over to the women's basketball game. Sadly, I don't have any stats from either Western or Mercer. This game took place at Mercer. And the Bears, who were 4-10 coming into this game, might I add, they walloped on the Lady Catamounts by a final score of 76-40. And you might be thinking, woof. And you're right. Western Carolina women's basketball definitely did not do it the Western way. They basically did it the wrong way, getting outscored pretty much the entire game and not even scoring 10 points in the first and fourth quarters, respectively. Woof. Bad game for the women's team, but what can I say? Now we're moving on to some big news that came out in December of 2022, after the 2023 signing day had pretty much concluded. For Western Carolina, and I believe that this was only for football, but it might have been for all sports as well, but from what I know, I think it's just for football. Western Carolina had the top class in the SoCon and the number 3 overall class in the FCS. Fantastic work there. Western Carolina football is coming off a 6-5 season. Definitely some growing pains in there. They had the conference's highest scoring offense and arguably a top 5 scoring offense in the entire FCS a year ago. The defense, penalties, and turnovers. I mean, even the defense, as average as they were able to step up in big moments throughout the course of the season, but it was really penalties and turnovers that cost the Catamounts from reaching their full potential. Coach Kerwin Bell been doing a fantastic job since taking over the program, and honestly, things are, like with the men's basketball team, things are looking up here in Cullowhee. This impressive performance by the Catamounts in their recruiting, in their signing days, is easily another case of WCU doing things the Western way. You pretty much got the entire idea of what this channel is going to be from right here. So I hope you all will like this series, and as always, go Cats, baby! So with that said, that concludes this edition of Doing It the Western Way. I will be back with some more WCU news, but until then, thank you so much for watching, my fellow YouTube divers. This is WaterDive122 signing out, ready to dive into more fun on YouTube. Thanks for watching.